So we just touched down in Aruba, and I've been wanting to tell you guys, I've never seen so many cactuses in my life as we just landed here. It's pretty wild. It's like Northern California where you have all the trees, but instead of trees, you have cactuses. I guess there's some palm trees as well. And really wanted to get everyone together on this mountaintop. So we're actually having Tammy's family here, my wife Tammy and I, and there's even some cats here from this Airbnb. We thought about doing all the touristy, like all-inclusive stuff, but wanted to have some productive timing, get some peace, get clear, stay focused on the market as well. Because look guys, things are moving pretty fast. I'm gonna do a breakdown of some of the top quantum stocks here. Names like Rigetti, QBTS, IonQ. And it's crazy to think just a year ago, I was actually at their conference, the QBTS conference, and so much has changed in this sector, in this quantum sector, just in the last year. And we're gonna be diving into it. Tammy's already relaxing by the pool. And we're gonna talk about the landscape, some of the things that are shifting. Right now, most of you guys might be looking at some temporary recoveries in quantum, wondering if things are still real for the long term. I would say one of the things that's really important is Nvidia just announced yesterday, they released this Ising is what it's called. It's the world's first open source AI model that's built specifically for quantum error correction. So while the tourists, investors, the people are just kind of like waiting for hardware to improve, things like that, a lot of the smart money and why we see people buying right now is because Nvidia basically handed those companies an operating system and said, hey, here's what you need to scale your business. And it's a massive buying indicator when you see a lot of institutions buy. And then what I'm going to break down today, there's also a parrot here. It's a huge parrot. What I'm going to be breaking down today is going to be exactly that. We're also going to be live at Market Open tomorrow morning, guys. If you want to join in, I will be there. If you want to see my entries, see my exits, and the short-term trades as well as the long-term, second link in the description.
So QBTS had a massive day, making a huge recovery today from about $12 a share to at one point about $21, a 52% increase over the last day and a half, 2 days for QBTS. Now you see a similar pattern over on RGTI, Rigetti. They also made this huge gap up, and we were anticipating about a 26% increase, kind of bouncing at the support level, but they actually surged about 49% over the last 2 to 3 days here. You can see a huge swing. Now, when it comes to why they were really surging, one of the things that was a big deal was the Nvidia Ising deep dive. If you guys aren't familiar, Nvidia just launches Ising, the world's first open AI models to accelerate the path to useful quantum computers. Nvidia Ising delivers breakthrough performance in quantum calibration and error correction, and empowering researchers and enterprises to build scalable, high-performance quantum systems. So the market of quantum has seen a tremendous amount of investments from top companies like Nvidia, but also from the government, as they have multiple new initiatives that literally are called like the Quantum Initiative that are putting billions of dollars into quantum. But the thing is that until yesterday, quantum researchers spent about 80% of their compute power just trying to fix the errors, not solving that many real problems. Like you got laboratories, you got applied sciences, you have Berkeley, you got Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory, you got all of these academics, you could say. But until yesterday, they weren't really solving real problems. And the value add here with Nvidia, which ties pretty nicely into Nvidia's recent article that came out just a few months ago, which was their NVQ, which as they continue to integrate, you can see they're continuing to integrate quantum into data centers. It's a really big deal there. You can see data center integration with the quantum. NVQ link was a high-speed interconnect that lets quantum processors connect to world-leading superconducting labs. That was something that recently launched. And so now the value add with these Ising models, these AI models that we will be diving into deeper in the near future, which is predicting and canceling out a lot of that noise in real time. So the result now is that quantum winter, where we saw a lot of quantum stocks kind of selling off, Rigetti was way overextended up to $58. and we've been patiently waiting. I have some positions over there, and I got QBTS as well, and they still continue to. They were selling off. They were selling off. They were in a winter, and it's ending now because essentially Nvidia said, "Hey, we are now going to catch up to the hardware." And what's funny is that how QBTS wasn't getting invited. Maybe you know this, wasn't getting invited to things like the Nvidia events. They weren't really getting talked to too much, and part of the reason why was because Jensen was saying it's not really going to work too well with QBTS. That quantum technologies, not really that compatible. But what we noticed is that with QBTS right now, this is actually pretty interesting because up until this point, or now what we're seeing is that QBTS is actually going to be perfectly paired with what Nvidia is announcing here. So with this announcement, you can see the Ising models run the world's best quantum processor calibration to enable researchers to tackle much larger, more complex problems. And then let's see where it says expected to surpass 11 billion by 2030. This growth trajectory is highly dependent on continued progress in addressing challenges. AI agents to automate continuous calibration. That's a big one. So one of the reasons why we really liked quantum into 2024, 2025 is because one of the conversations that was being had, especially with QBTS specifically, they have quantum annealing tech, and that fits perfectly with the Ising model logic that Nvidia is releasing here, which is kind of contrary to what a lot of people are saying. Like Nvidia maybe doesn't believe in QBTS as much, and that was kind of part of the conversation. But prior to this, there wasn't any ability for you to fully use AI in tandem with quantum. It was more like when quantum can scale is when all of the different outputs that come from quantum are then reviewed and are then calibrated and optimized using AI. And that's basically what Nvidia is releasing here with the article that we just see came out. And so, a lot of the companies, if you just look at where they've peaked out back in October 2025, we see some gap ups recently. It's possible you get a little bit of a correction maybe into tomorrow morning at market open, as a lot of them have been up to all-time highs. But even BTQ, or if you look at I think it's INFQ, which is one of the new ones that was also mentioned in the article, INFQ. In April of this month, they were down around $9. They're now up to 15. Some of the interesting parts about these articles is that inflection, INFQ, is heavily mentioned as well. You can see you got Rigetti being mentioned here, but then you've got inflection there with IonQ. And then in this new Nvidia launch, when they were mentioning some of the companies, you got inflection once again being mentioned. And who do you not have being mentioned, it seems, is QBTS, which is kind of funny. Because, well, QBTS, when they were starting to build out their quantum annealing, their entire architecture is built on the Ising model logic. So while this news helps everyone, there are some players that are going to be able to execute even better on this to know NVIDIA's in this direction. One thing we know about QBTS, maybe it's not that NVIDIA doesn't work with QBTS or D-Wave, but that D-Wave wants to build their own technologies independently. Because if you look at their products and you go through the cloud, they've had a big emphasis on wanting to have their own cloud service where you can actually use their products. Now, I've been fortunate enough to actually integrate some of this technology into Prophecy. Prophecy allows you to actually use, we don't have D-Wave hooked up, but we have IonQ, which is a quantum company here, and then also Rigetti. You can actually get analysis, and then it will give you probabilities based on the AIs that it's communicating with the quantum analysis to see which time frames are most likely based on the quantum computer going to be the most accurate. Now, once again, it's been pretty sporadic in how accurate quantum is. And we've been tracking a lot of the data, but not being able to fully tell, how powerful quantum is and being able to see the results come out has been the conversation. But with this new technology through Nvidia, you're going to see AI do more calibration, be able to cut through noise, and most likely accelerate the path to useful quantum computers. So we've heard this before. We also know there's a lot of money going into it, and we also haven't seen any revenue, right? Quantum, if you look at, if we pop up, let's just say QBTS, they haven't really been able to make the profits. Their financials here have been kind of looking good on the balance sheet as they gain more equity, up to 671 million last quarter. But their net income has become increasingly negative with their asset or their revenue hasn't been really increasing too much. So just keeping those things in mind as we start to see them, get some more traction, some more news. If we do see a very large spike, which you could see, there's a lot of news coming out. A lot of people that are excited for quantum at the moment see them rising, 15%, gapping up, 4.3% there. While they're gapping up, the issue could be is that whatever levels they reach, let's say that we see a big surge in quantum here, it may be tradable, but it may not be sustainable. And because the financials are still lagging on revenue and it's mostly just developments, whatever levels we see may not be sustainable. Similar to how it's been every time we've seen big quantum rallies, from when we started covering Rigetti at $1 to 21, or when we started covering QBTS, right around $1 as well, up to 11, and then we see them drop back down to 3, or you see them surge to 46 and then drop back down to 20 or 12 at this point. And so it's a great time to be watching them as a trader. And we already do hold them long term. We love to look at this market as an investor, but in the short term, just realize there's going to be volatility, and it is higher risk to if you do get in a short term outlook and it does sell off or something like that you have risk managed. Stop loss. Don't go 3 steps back just to try and go 1 step forward. Go 2 steps forward, maybe 1 step back. If you do see it sell off, having stop losses, things like that, does lead to more success in the market if you're trading short term. So just keep that in mind. We'll actually see if there's any opportunities that present themselves in the quantum market tomorrow morning. We'll be trading live in Stockmate as we do every morning, Monday through Friday. If you'd like to tune on in, it's the second link in the description below. We'd love to see you there. So we do have a huge sale there going on. It's not getting any better than this. This is our sale for Stockmate. So if you want to tune into the community, get access to books, get access to the live sessions that we're there every single morning, and then also certain targets for the week if we have special earnings that we release in there. Currently, we have a little bit over 40 individuals with a net worth of over $1 million, and you can always tune on in there in the community when you join in the second link below. And I'll even send you a free t-shirt for Stockmate when you join. Do consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.